What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with old nasty recap, honey, of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, the reunion part 2. Let's get off into it, honey. Okay, so the episode starts out with Andy talking about Drew and Latoya's, honey, relationship. You know, basically how they started off on the wrong foot. We saw who? Toya. Okay, starting shit with Drew. It was Toya that was talking about Drew's poodle wig. So all y'all that's sitting up here, oh, why Drew keep coming for Toya? That's why, because Toya started with her first, okay? Some of this shit that Drew has did later, you know, it's kind of been stupid and childish, especially for the whole Prophet situation, but we'll get to that when they talk about it. You know, I felt like some of that was stupid, but, you know, she had her own reasons for, you know, constantly coming for Latoya, because Latoya thought Drew was going to get on here and she was going to bully her. And Kenya was going to sit there and let that girl do that. Okay, so that's pretty much what happened with that. So next we see Drew. She begins mentioning in South Carolina, there were moments where she and Latoya bonded. Like when they began talking about Toya's failed marriage to Adam and, you know, how it didn't work out. And Drew said she would hug Toya. I'm kind of confused on their relationship because one minute it seemed like they hate each other, right? Like that's the common denominator. And then it just seems like they're trying to be nice. You know, we've kind of seen that with Drew, trying to help her out, but you don't like her. I'm not really with all that back and forth. So I really wish Drew would stop doing that. You don't like the bitch. Y'all done got to this reunion. Y'all don't see it for each other, honey. We see each other. Okay? Like, be done with each other. All right? So that's pretty much how I feel about that. And then next, Cynthia talked about, you know, how Toya came for Drew's wig. And then we see Kenya. She says that she and Cynthia tried talking to Latoya about coming for Drew's wig because they felt like it was inappropriate. But Kenya, you full of shit because you was laughing as soon as that girl began saying that Drew had a poodle wig on her head. So you full of shit. So Kenya began saying that Drew tried to discredit her on social media by tagging her hair care company and then, you know, putting up these pictures with Kenya with her wig on. She like, oh, well, this ain't your hair. But Kenya, shut your ass up because you was the same one that messed up Marlo's wig event. Kenya, more hair care. Okay, you the one that did that. So I thought it was kind of funny what Drew said. I'm not gonna lie. Drew didn't apologize for what she did on social media to Kenya because she's like, you're always laughing and talking shit about me so you could get it. I agree with Drew. Kenya does that. See, she likes to leave that part out and make it look like Drew is just reacting for no damn reason and just constantly coming for her. And I don't believe that. Next, we see Andy giving Drew props for her headshot prop. Y'all remember when she brought that to South Carolina and did she bring a wig or something for Toya? She brought, you know, her little props. Oh yeah, I think she signed the headshot. Y'all remember when she said that Toya was her biggest fan. So they gave her props for that, but not that ghetto ass reach that she pulled on the season finale with the tape recorder and the profit light and all that bullshit. That was an epic fail, Drew. Okay, you should have stuck to what you did in South Carolina, girl. Next, they do a little montage of Kenya and Latoya and how Latoya, you know, first came on the show and really took to Kenya. They really got close and cool. I originally liked their little relationship, but I don't like that fake ass lesbian shit. Okay, if you're not a lesbian, don't play like you won. I feel like Kenya contradicts herself. She'll be playful with Latoya in 1 minute, then she got her ass to the reunion. Well, she's never seen me naked, and like, why are you even playing with her like that if you really don't go that way? Okay, girl, stop playing anything for a storyline. She done did that little lesbian thing. We see her dragging Porsha, for this alleged bolo hookup. We see the situation with Mark, Mark should have just really been your storyline. Stop trying to, dibble and dabble over here, and, everything is just for TV. Okay, you guys, that's why I don't like her. I like reality. I don't like you playing these damn roles just so, people will talk about you, or, that was just so whack. To me, in my opinion, I don't like that fake lesbian shit. At least Porsha got her ass on here and was openly kissing Toya, where the cameras could see. Like, okay, that's cool, because, that's what she wanted to do. But yeah, I'm not feeling Kenya and Toya's fake lesbian relationship. Kenya gets to talking about how Toya disappointed her, this season. Andy calls out Kenya for her feelings being hurt for Toya and Porsha they was kissing and stuff, making out. Kenya lies and says, no, I wasn't mad about that. Bitch, yes you was. You pulled the girl to the side, okay, and went off on her about it. You also made statements on the show saying these hoes ain't loyal, all because Toya was kissing all on Porsha, and you thought that they were gonna be cool. So girl. So Kenya tells Andy she was more or less offended that when they was in South Carolina and all the ladies was coming up against her for having her daughter there. That's why, she was mad with Toya. She felt like Toya should have her back. I disagree. Whether y'all are cool or not, and she don't think that the shady shit that you did on that trip was cool, like, she is right to let you handle yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you the one started that trip out shady. You knew what the hell you was doing when you booked that private jet for just you, Brooklyn, the nanny, and Toya. You didn't want the other girls to, have any pleasure. You had them on a raggedy ass bus. Okay. Meanwhile, you riding first class. You brought your daughter, didn't tell nobody, didn't offer or extend that to them. And I know some of y'all will say, well, they had the chance to bring their kids in. Yeah, but you still should have offered that first time you did that. Okay. And I think, this is my opinion, you guys, I think Andy is sick of her and this whole storyline of, I don't have a nanny and, I got to bring Brooklyn all the time. He like, bitch, it's your job. Okay. And I'm pretty sure he go talk to her. We ain't gonna see Brooklyn like that on these trips. Cause like Kandi said, she was wearing out her welcome. She was using that baby as an excuse. Shit, you got help. You got a lot more money than other people. Okay. So yeah, I'm not with, that. Also, during the trip in South Carolina, she had food for herself. The crab cake sandwich. Didn't offer the other ladies none. They talked about that. You were being shady. And then when you get called out on your shit for doing all these different things, all these sneaky things, then you want to play the motherfucking victim. We saw you in the clip arguing with Drew. You don't know my life and my story, and you don't know. Girl, shut your ass up. Okay? Andy is curious about Kenya, honey, being gay for pay, honey, because he get to asking her, well, has anything happened with you and Toya? And Kenya was like, no, I haven't seen it. I haven't, she hasn't seen me naked. And Toya was like, lies you tell. And I'm looking like lies you tell too, because I think we saw on one of the episodes from this season, Kenya had showed her body and shit. Then you giving her panties and a bra set over lunch, and you you're playing around with being a lesbian without being a fucking lesbian, and don't nobody want to see it. I know I don't. Okay? I don't want to see it. Toya, though, she says she has seen Kenya naked and she has seen, her ass and shit. So, Kenya tried to clean that up. Oh, yeah, she saw that I had cellulite on my booty. Girl, it's the point that why is she even seeing your damn booty? Okay, because you wanted that girl to see that so you could, have some type of interesting storyline. That way you can remain on the show. And I want y'all to pay attention to something. I'm going to say it right here and right now. I think Andy Cohen is getting sick of Kenya in these storylines. Because the way he was looking at her with that whole Mark situation, he like, bitch, we don't have another year of that, of you. What was that on part 1? They got to talking about Mark. I saw how he was looking at her like, I'm over this, okay? True. Andy calls Drew out because Drew gets to talking about on Watch What Happens Live. She feels like Kenya and Latoya have really, they have a romantic relationship. And Andy was like, yeah, you seem like you knew about it. You seem really convinced by it. And Drew gets to saying, yeah, the energy I got from them. Drew, shut the fuck up, okay? You was putting 20 on 10. You know damn well these people ain't doing nothing. They just playing gay, okay? You know that's what it is. And it's funny because Toya tried to call Drew out. She was like, yeah, I had this little relationship with Kenya, but me and you, we got something going on too. I was like, oh shit, tell me about it, honey. Tell Miss Robinson about it. And Drew was like, what you talking about? Toya was like, yeah, we kissed in South Carolina. I was like, oh shit. Andy was looking, his eyes was all big. Candy confirmed it. True. This is what I'm saying. You act like you don't like this bitch one minute. And don't get me wrong, you guys. She has every reason not to like Latoya. Latoya does antagonize her. We saw Latoya try to deny that shit. But you started the show, Toya, antagonizing this girl. Then when she comes from you want to play the victim. But Drew, you need to quit with all this lying. I believe Kandi. I believe you kissed her. Because Kandi even brought Porsha into it. Said Porsha seen it too. So is everybody lying, Drew? Come on. Stop with the unnecessary lies. The lies. Okay, a lie don't care who tell it. You guys, if Drew keeps up with this unnecessary lying, she's just gonna find herself just... I don't know. She's coming off as being very unlikable. A lot of you guys, y'all cannot stand her. Y'all mad at me because I don't hate her, But y'all gotta understand, I don't give a damn about the show like that to hate her. The person that I cared about the most, Nene, okay? Put some respect on her name. That's who I care about. She ain't on here, so I'm dealing with people I don't really give a damn about one way or the other. I don't find Drew to be as malicious as everybody is saying, but she does need to quit with the lying. I will say that. It's just irritating and it's unnecessary. Next we see Kenya call out Toya for telling her alimony business at the niece party to Porsha and Drew. Clearly people that don't like Kenya. I didn't like Kenya's tone with Toya. I felt like that was a bit unnecessary because don't play dumb and you knew what you was doing. I really don't think the girl was trying to be that malicious. I think she was just trying to explain, because they showed a scene where Kandi was telling all of Kenya's business too. And, Kenya didn't like that either, but I guess Kandi was saying it to Don Juan. Kenya is cool with Don Juan and Kandi, so I guess that ended up working out. But none of y'all should be talking about her damn business, period, if you know how she's gonna act about it. I also wasn't here for Kenya telling Toya, well, I shared with you, how these ladies have treated me over the years. Bitch, what about all the backstabbing shit that you did to them? You dragged the hell out of Porsha when Cordell divorced her on Twitter and, he filed for divorce. You dragged her and was, antagonizing her and then and saying shit like, well, that's why that man didn't want you. You don't have him now. You don't have him now. You was his beard. You dragged the hell out of Porsha. Okay, that's why she dragged that ass across that stage and Miss Robinson was here for it. You deserve every bit of it, okay? So Kenya, you're no victim, and like I told y'all, she just overly went off on Toya. And Toya, if you have any sense, I wouldn't come crawling back next season to be up her ass. I would keep that bitch at a distance, because I don't feel like she's really a friend to you in that way to get you together in front of these women like that. You didn't have to say that like that, Kenya. To me, it was a bit harsh. I got where Kenya was coming from, but you don't have to talk to that girl like that, telling her, I don't play dumb, and I know you ain't the dumbest. You the youngest one here, but I know you ain't the dumbest one. That's too much. You don't talk to no friend like that. Kenya also brings up the fact that she feels Drew is being groomed by Porsha, I guess, to not like her. No, Drew has experienced you. And, she don't like you, Kenya. Okay? You're not likable like that. You do a lot of unnecessary shit, so the girl just don't like you. Period. Child, Marlo comes in, honey, looking like a whole niece, honey. Marlo looked good. At first, I didn't like it. I felt like it was too revealing and she's too fucking old for that. But the bitch looked good, honey, okay? Shamia says that, I didn't really like Shamia's hair. Her dress didn't look that bad, but I didn't really like her hair. But Shamia says, yeah, she does look nice. It looks like she just got off that lipo table. I said, oh no, not the lipo table, honey, okay? What is up with Marlo and Shamia? That damn Marlo was on that speaker and calling Shamia. I was like, God damn, I didn't know it was an L up in her name. Shamia even told Marlo, she was like, my name doesn't have an L in it. Please stop. That damn Marlo don't give a damn. She kept saying it with an L. I was cracking up. But yeah, Marlo was on Kandi Speak on it. I think I may review that. We'll talk more about that in another video. But she was dragging Porsha's ass, honey. I was like, oh shit, this is getting nasty, honey. Andy asked Shamia who's the biggest auntie at the reunion. She says Marlo. I was like, ooh, shade. Cynthia said, don't no damn auntie look like that. So they get to talking about Kenya and how she treated everybody in South Carolina, you guys. I already talked about that. We get to Kenya calling out Kandi. And because Kenya was like, well, I didn't appreciate Kandi getting on me for bringing my daughter. And, she had time to bring Bolo a dick in a cage all the way there. And, she could have made a way, I'm sure, more so than me to bring her daughter. I felt like, child, like, why you coming at Kandi like that, Kenya? You brought that daughter and you didn't really bring her just so you could be a good mom. You wanted to have a step up over the ladies, period. Y'all can't tell me no different. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. How she acted in South Carolina, it was just a fool. It was a mess, from the busing and the food and the bringing your baby in, girl, bye. Kandi basically shut Kenya down with the whole bringing Brooklyn to South Carolina by saying, I just felt like you was bringing her to, and using Brooklyn as an excuse not to hang out with us and finish the night. And I agree. It was all in behavior, reflex, intention. It was all in her behavior with the private jet, the food and how she did them, let's go to bed early. You wasn't trying to hurry up and get to that baby because you ended up paying attention to what Porsha was doing that night. Then you slut shamed the hell out of her during that trip and after that trip. Okay, so you wasn't I do not like mothers that feel like because they with their kids all the time, they mother of the year and they this good person. No. You would have been focused on that baby, and your ass was focused on other things that had nothing to do with you. So you did use that baby to be shady to them women. I got my life, honey, with Kandi and Porsha was going back and forth over some mothering tweet or whatever. And Andy was like, okay, let's move on. And Porsha said, no, we not gonna move on like that. I was like, come on, bitch. Tell them we ain't gonna move on like that. Child, Andy calls Kandi out for being an absentee parent, honey. He tries to blame it on somebody from social media. That was funny. Y'all see how Kandi snapped at him? Oh, and real quick, did y'all see how Wanye dragged Kandi, honey? Ooh, child, I'm gonna have to do a video on that. Wanye, honey, from boys to men, honey. He got Kandi all the way together. I'm gonna play the audio, honey. I can't wait to get to that video, honey, okay? Okay, I got a question. Why the hell Kenya keeps calling Drew a narc? Please put that in my comments. Is she talking about a narcissist, or is it some other meaning? Like, I think somebody told me she's really talking about another word. I'm just confused about that, honey. But anyways, Andy asked Drew, why did you tell the other women that Kenya is going to be in the private jet after she told you don't tell nobody? And Drew basically said, well, I felt like she was keeping a secret from her friends. I felt like it was shady. How y'all feel about that? Put it in the comments. How I feel about it is, once again, Kenya was being shady. She did so much shady shit. How she got that jet. She didn't want them girls to know about it. Number one, she got the private jet from Porsha because Porsha said, we can get on Fallon's private jet. And Kenya had something to say about that. Turned around, stole the idea, then got mad when Drew held her feet to the fire. You know, she held her accountable. And Kenya, they was gonna find out that you was coming in a private jet, so it don't really even matter if she told them. I know some of y'all ain't gonna agree with that. Y'all gonna be like, she shouldn't have said nothing, and she don't owe this bitch no loyalty. Kenya don't have none with her, you know. I really do believe that Kenya and Toya thought they was gonna bully Drew this season. And when they didn't get what they wanted, honey, they acted out. Okay, that's what I think. Child, that damn Kenya is so shady. Not Bonnie issues. She call out Drew because first off, she starts it off as, oh, I told you threw a lovely party at your home, and, you know, me and you would talk all the time, and then you told me you was having some body issues, and I told you could wear Spanx to the Bachelorette. Shady, shady, shady. So Drew cuts Kenya off and says that she has a condition called endometriosis. Is that like endometriosis? So basically there is tissue growing up her abdomen. So that's why, y'all remember that picture where she was being dragged all on social media for like having a big belly? Y'all remember Toya made the comment, she needs to have a relationship with the treadmill. A lot of women, I have heard of that. A lot of women do, you know, suffer from that. But I wonder, did she tell Kenya that when they talked, or did she just wait till the reunion to tell her? See, that's sounds a bit funny. But yeah, that I do believe that is a real condition though. Child, somebody calls out Kenya for wanting hair and makeup done, because they was like, well, since you so rich, why did you want your hair and makeup done for Porsha's event, even though, hell, you was uninvited? You know, we saw Kenya throw a tantrum on the show because she got mad that Lauren uninvited her, and she was like, well, who's gonna pay for my hair and makeup? So they get to the whole situation with her and Drew and how they was at dinner, and Kenya said broke bitches split checks, and then Drew began saying broke bitches split checks and rich bitches buy over $1 million homes. I was like, oh shit. But Drew, they dragging you in the streets, girl. They saying you and Ralph still owe on that home, honey. Okay. And they also are saying that y'all didn't pay one of y'all contractors, so get that cleared up, sis. But I saw where you was going, honey. Miss Robinson saw where you was going with that read. So Kenya gets to saying that Drew needs a job, and then Drew shoots back at her. Over 400 million at the box office. I'm like, oh, well, what movies? I know you was on The Game. I know you was on that TLC movie. She did really good. Drew is a really good actress. She is a way better actress than Kenya. I give her that. I was getting a little nervous for Kenya because I'm like, girl, we don't want Drew dragging you for your little 2-minute roles, honey, on TV, honey. Okay, where you basically play yourself now, honey. Okay, so that was funny. Andy also gets on Drew for singing to Kenya. Y'all know at the little dinner that they had. And Drew was like, well, I figure, she say she's an actress, so I figure I would take it to Broadway for her, honey. Okay? And Kenya was like, well, it didn't work. I was like, y'all crazy. So next, Andy gets on Cynthia and her 10-10-20 wedding that she just really needed to have. They get to talking about that. And Cynthia was like, you know what? It was a risk, but I did it, and I'm happy that I did it. My first marriage was, and the wedding and up into the wedding was stressful. It was horrible. We saw the hell that Cynthia went through. So I kind of wish for safety reasons she would have waited, but hell, how long you gonna be waiting, and how long is this pandemic gonna last, So, I don't know. I felt like they could have scaled down the guest list. Cynthia claimed that nobody get sick, but that ain't what I heard, honey. Miss Robinson heard somebody got that COVID when they came to that wedding. But that's just what I heard, honey. Okay? Andy also asked which of the ladies would have still had a wedding in the pandemic, and none of them really answered. But Kandi said, if I was set on a date like Cynthia, then I would have definitely, had my wedding as well. I'm glad that Kandi was honest about that. Cynthia also got to talking about her dad and how he don't want to be mentioned on this show no more because he didn't like being dragged for being an abuser. But survey says you was an abuser, okay? A hit dog will holler, honey, okay? Child, they go into this whole collage of memories, honey, between Porsha and Kandi, okay? Really quickly, Kandi had a clip of Phaedra and Porsha on her Speak On It. So, Kandi, just for your ass doing that, you need to let Phaedra come back and you need to stick around, bitch, because I want to see y'all, since you doing all these dungeon tours and then you actually got a real live clip with Phaedra, on your channel. I thought that you didn't want nothing to do with her, so y'all check that out. That was suspicious to me, honey. But yeah, it just really kills me how Phaedra, everybody's crying up in arms. That motherfucking Phaedra was a no limit soldier. I thought I told you. No tears, no emotions. She just like, what's going on? Did I do that? Yes, bitch. It's crazy. Bottom line, Kandi and Porsha will never be best friends, okay? I don't care what nobody say. They will never be cool. There will always be some type of issue. It is interesting, though, how Kandi warned Porsha about Dennis, and that damn Porsha didn't want to listen, okay? I understand that, but shit, Kandi was telling the truth about that man, so I'm just saying. But, yeah, they ain't gonna never be friends. I don't think Kandi really likes Porsha like that. I think she tolerates her. I think Kandi was always jealous of Phaedra and Porsha's friendship. She felt a way. These people love to say, well, Nene is so possessive when it comes to her friendships, and they all have said things like that, but Kandi felt like that once her and Phaedra was not cool. She definitely felt a way about the Porsha and Phaedra relationship, so they got that whole thing. They're just never going to be friends, and I think that Kandi was closer with Porsha, and Porsha clearly chose to be close with Phaedra over her. See, Kandi never liked any of that. She's not really gonna speak on it, okay? Shout out to her show, but that is the truth if you have really been watching this show. So Andy gets to talking about do Kandi and Porsha still follow each other on social media? They both said yes. Marlo brought up a point that she feels like after the whole dungeon thing went down, Porsha was really giddy towards Kandi, and it was almost as if she felt like Kandi had something over Porsha. Kandi replies to Marlo and says, I don't feel like we were super close after the dungeon. Marlo begins bringing up after the bachelorette party, Porsha basically kicked her to the curb. Porsha and Marlo go back and forth. Porsha is saying, oh, well, nobody's talking about you and I's relationship. No one cares. You know, she's being very passive, very dismissive. Marlo says, yeah, but I am. So then Andy asks Kenya, what does she think about Porsha and Kandi's relationship, you know, as far as them getting, you know, a little bit closer. And Kenya basically says, oh, well, you know, I'm sure it's hard for Kandi to trust her, you know, after she's did so many things to her. Kandi has a heart of gold. Kandi is just such a good person. And girl, shut your ass up. You just don't like Porsha. You've did so much slimy shit to the women on this show. So, girl, bye. Okay, Andy, I don't even know why you asked Twirl that question. Andy begins asking Kandi, well, why do you think you and Porsha was able to, you know, move on and get closer this season? And Kandi says, I felt like she was more supportive this season and we was just getting closer and cooler. She was even being nice to Don Juan. Y'all know that's a big deal to Kandi, honey. For you to be nice to Don Juan and Coleman, honey, okay? Andy asks Porsha, well, why do you think you guys were able to bury the hatchet? Porsha says, because we communicate a lot better, especially over text. If there are any issues, I hit Kandi up and we pretty much work it out. So they get to talking about the bachelorette party and Kandi mentions that bedroom Kandi sales are booming. I'm like, girl, I bet you they are. She talks about doing a virtual dungeon. That way everybody can enjoy the festivities, honey, while they are at home. Child, Porsha gets to saying that Toya began doing a thing on her. Andy is like, honey, what is a thing? And then I guess Toya's face was all up in Portia's place, honey, in her vaginal area. I'm like, Porsha, just spit it out, tell the truth, shame the devil, honey. Okay, stop trying to be all guarded and coded, honey. Okay, we want to know what really happened. Honey, did y'all catch Toya talking about she could have just pulled Portia's panties to the side, honey, and went for it? I was like, oh, shit. Now, see, that's a real lesbian storyline, Kenya. Okay, you, much as you like to drag Porsha, at least she kissed the girl on camera, at least. What do y'all think about Porsha acting as if she don't remember what Toya did? I don't know if I believe that, honey, because it looked like you remember her being down there, honey. That's just me. That's how I feel. But Andy pretty much congratulated the ladies for being so sexual and being free with their bodies during the whole bachelorette experience. And I thought that it was cool. You know, like I told y'all before, I'm not a super judgmental person like that. I feel like when you're having a bachelorette party, it's good for your girlfriends to be sexy. I think as African American women, we have a stigma attached to us as if we're not sexual. We don't know how to have fun. We're just here to make kids and go to work and work 80 hours a week and not enjoy our lives. So I really enjoyed everybody being free and sexy, having a good time. To me, that was cool as well. So I saw where Andy was coming from with that. Child, so just when I thought it was over, I could pack up and be done with this whole reunion, that damn Marlo drops another bomb. She brings up Portia's name. But I just don't like that Porsha doesn't feel like I've been a real friend to her. Porsha looking at her like, bitch, why you keep talking about me? Leave me alone. Trying to have a good time, honey, okay? Child, don't piss off an Aquarius, honey, okay? I know I pissed off Aquarius and they just will keep coming for your ass. I ended up shutting her ass down, but honey, she kept coming. I'm like, God damn, you like a fly at the family barbecue. Get your ass on. I'm done talking about it, honey. Marlo even brings up the fact that she got Dennis and Porsha back together. Porsha was like, girl, no you didn't, shut up. So Andy gets on Porsha. He's like, well, is it the fact that Marlo made up with Kenya? Is that why you have an issue with her? Porsha says, no, from South Carolina to the pumpkin patch, I didn't have no issue with her. Porsha, I call bullshit. You know damn well you didn't like it that Kenya and Marlo got back cool. You felt the way. You felt like Marlo kept coming for you, and Marlo did. Marlo did keep coming for you as far as like asking you if you slept with Bolo. I wasn't in agreement with that because I feel like if you cool with somebody, it shouldn't even matter what they did or what you heard. You shouldn't even be bringing it up to them. Let Kenya question Porsha on her own since she want to be all pressed about the Bolo situation. Marlo says Porsha ghosted her. I believe it. Wasn't texting her back, and that's why Marlo kept, acting like that on the show. Marlo, I would just be done with her. If you see she don't want to be cool with you, I would just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Child, that damn Marlo began dragging Porsha's old face. Where's your old face at? Okay, you got this new face. And then she got on Porsha for wearing a crown. Porsha was like, well, thank you for acknowledging it. Even though I'm not wearing one, I was like, child. And damn Shamia got on Marlo for putting an L in her name. She said, that damn speech impediment. Child, so the episode goes off with Marlo saying, well, the person you claiming is your friend and y'all so cool. They sung like a canary and told me all your business, bitch. She was talking to Porsha. Porsha says, bitch, and it went off, honey. That's all I got for y'all. I'll be so glad when this damn reunion is over with, because I'm sick of all of them at this point. Don't forget, you guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.